Hey, welcome to Boyd Family Homestead. Welcome to the new office. It's kind of a work in progress a little bit. We've been, again, still kind of moving into the property a little bit, so it's kind of been mix and match on what's going where. But I want to follow up and let's start talking about the homestead and where we're going and what our dreams are. And lay down the framework for our goals. What are we going to achieve? I want us to have some easy ones that we can obtain, that for sure, and I want some that are really going to push me. I want some that are really going to challenge me, this especially going into this winter time where it's going to be nice and pretty outside, which we live in Starkville, Mississippi, so nice outside is still 80 degrees for most of the winter time. But just kind of setting up that framework for what our dreams and our goals are. We've achieved a lot of things already that we're very pumped about. You could probably hear the chickens behind me. We got 10 chickens that are about to be, they're ready to get out of this brooder and up into a coop. Hopefully we'll kind of show a video of that coop and how we found it and everything. And I don't know sure if it's going to be big enough, but we're going to find out soon. But again, I want to set some goals and just kind of follow up with you. Ultimately, our anyone who's been in homesteading or farming knows that death happens. So we've been very fortunate so far in our first month not have any deaths, which is awesome. Normally when you get chickens, especially in a big market like say a Tractor Supply, you even go there and there's already probably one dead in the barrel. So to not have any accidents, we've had a little bit of sickness, but we've gotten through that, but no death. So we're wanting to maintain an 8% death mortality rate. Make sure that we're staying, basically we're not losing more than 8% of our flock or our herd at any point in time. I think that's a good goal, and that sounds horrible. Oh man, he's planning for death, but if you've been on a farm, you know what happens. We live out here in the country. There's coyotes, there's dogs, wild pigs, raccoons, possums, anything can get up into these coops and into these things. So just trying to keep it, fair. Next is to clear our front 5 acres. It is a big challenge. I don't have a bush hog. If you kind of see my pictures on Instagram, it's kind of, I always joke about, small victories Wednesday, and just making that small victory of what it is claiming 30 feet at a time, and it's back pain, hard work. But we've started to see the back tree line a little bit in the back 5, and my property is split in half by a creek. So the goal being by the end of this year that we are actually there at the creek line and we've got the front bit cleared off. Next is an actual designated spaces for our goats and our chickens. Not to say that they won't rotate, because we're definitely will rotate them out, and we're going to get chicken tractors and things like that and be able to move around, refertilize our soil. I'm not into doing a whole bunch of GMO, whatever. I want to do things as naturally as possible. So with the parameters given. So we're going to make sure that we use those things, but I want them to have a designated space that is for my goats and for my chickens. That way they have a safe space where they can go to. We plan on free ranging, but at least give them an area that's theirs. They know that their coop is theirs, and the same thing with the goats. The goats will know that that's their space, they're safe, and it'll be secured for them. And again, it'll have everything that goats love and need, things to climb on and things to munch on and just be happy, silly goats. The next is pigs. I love smoked ribs. So to have just 2 pigs next year, I think is the goal. Grow one for myself and maybe sell the other one, or we'll figure something out. But I just find like that I want that to be a project for next year and early next spring, is to have a designated space set up and something that we can give that first try a go. I don't know much about pigs yet. I'm still kind of in the research phase, but we've kind of winged it with the other 2 a little more than we should have, but everything's gone great. We've got great people around us to help us out. So the next thing is goat breeding. Not that I necessarily want to get too crazy, but I would like to extend our herd a little bit. They really have been helping me keep this grass down, and it's just two little babies right now. So to be able to grow the herd and find girlfriends for Mr. Mario and Mr. Vinny, so we can maybe maintain more and more space, and we can kind of grow that goat area to include some of this brush and keep this brush down. You know, using those goats to my advantage. And the last thing, and it sounds silly, but I want to make my first dollar. Now, I'm not going to be a for-profit business or whatever it might be. You know, my primary job is I'm a chef, and I work at the best restaurant with the best company. I love that job. I'm not leaving that job. This here is a hobby. I'd like to maybe get a little side hustle. Maybe I can sell some eggs. Maybe somebody will buy one of those pigs off and at least help me to maintain a minimal out-of-pocket expense for myself and the family. So to be able to at least the farm to sustain itself would be great. And ultimately what we're wanting to do is to have the business where we want to basically have it to where we're tithing out portions of our farm. And I think that's very important, that it's not just something that I'm just hoarding up in this big thing, but I'm actually, you know, keeping it to I'm not keeping it to myself, but I'm sharing with, you know, my community, whether that be donating to a homeless shelter or, hey, you know what, I'm going to cook this up, this family down the road, they just had a death in the family, let's make them some dinner, let's take care of them. And some of it might be as easy as, you know what, we're just going to bring some vegetables to church and we're just going to give them out. So we're very excited, and there's lots of things going on. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments down below, or some goals that you would like to see. What were some goals on your farm? You know, I think this is ultimately what we're looking for, is an interactive experience. I don't want to just be like a little mini boring TV show. I really need your input. So please leave comments down below, and if you've got some goals that you set and everything, let's talk about them. If you disagree with me, let's talk about it. I want to make myself better. I want to make myself a better homesteader, a better farmer, and it's ultimately going to make me a better chef. So we look forward to having you out here, and we're going to be introducing the family here at some point, and introducing the hens that are probably chirping away. You can hear them in the background, and Mr. Mario, Mr. Vinny, and of course the 5 kids and the wife, and you know, who knows, might even sprinkle a little mother-in-law and some people in there too. So, well, again, thank you so much for joining Boyd Family Homestead. We look forward to seeing you.